Hey, everybody. Controversies of the day with Logan and Jay. It is early February. It's actually the day before Super Bowl. Oh, can you say Super Bowl? I heard you can't say that. The big game, from that nonprofit group called, what do they call the NFL, I think? National Football League, something like that. They were actually a nonprofit at once upon a time. I don't know what their current status is, but it makes sense of that, people. It's called lobbying. When you have good lawyers and lobbyists, you can do anything. You can just, make a piece of dung look into a masterpiece, I guess. But anyway, all right, that's for another show. What are we going to talk about, Logan? Well, what isn't there to talk about? Epstein. I mean, it doesn't go away. They're supposed to have 6 million items, whatever those be they email, videos, pictures. And it turned out to be they released 3 million, and then somebody said, well, that's it. And then other people are saying, no, they're going to be more. So some confusion with that. Did you see any of that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, we have so much ground to cover here. What's real, what's not real, what's misinformation, what's intentional disinformation. I mean, where do we begin, Logan? You tell me, buddy.
I don't think any of it matters. No one's going to get arrested for any of this shit.
Yeah,
it seems like a lot of implications in there, but no hard evidence, and they're doing redactions that they shouldn't be doing, and I don't know. I don't think anything's gonna happen of it. I think this was just breadcrumbs to keep the people seemingly happy.
Yeah, I mean, you do wonder about that, and that's pretty much the way I think a lot of people feel. Are kind of cynical that these people can do a lot of things, just like how we saw Hunter Biden and the whole Biden family do a lot of things. And we had a whole political party in this country. You look at the other side and say, you're in a cult, but then they're in a cult because they're in a complete denial about 50 years. And this is just Joseph Robinette Biden, by the way, folks. Him, his brothers, his son. And this is what people do. They go to Washington to cash in. And, they're all, exonerated, or what's the word? They're all pardoned, And so this is just an example of what I'm talking about. You just worry about all these people just going to, they just all go off into the sunset and business as usual. While we're out here, we're just the debt slaves, the tax-paying slaves of the country, trying to keep the economy going and trying to keep this government going, even though the government just keeps digging a deeper and deeper hole for all of us. And yeah, you got all this Epstein crap, all the corruption. I mean, it is staggering. I mean, I know this isn't enough for you, not enough for me, not enough for people like Vinny on PBD's show. But yeah, I mean, there is some public shaming going on right now, at least some embarrassment to.
Who cares about that?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're right, but I mean, I am enjoying the theater of it. I mean, having Bill Gates have to squirm here and and deny these accusations that have been said
about. What's it matter to him? He just gets to go home and not worry about this shit no more.
That's true.
Play doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you see his wife had a pod or an interview with a podcaster? I don't know.
Melinda?
Yeah, but she had one where they brought up about the recent dump and Gates, him being more implicated in it, and she said, yeah, I had to divorce him because of all this, that, and the other, and it was about the STD thing, that the email that Epstein had, or the draft of an email. I don't know. Again, does it matter? So we know that he might have been a pervy guy, but it just implicates him with hookers. It's not doing anything. So why is Bill Gates on the radar? Unless someone's going to investigate. I just don't. I think this is all, again, smoke and mirrors. What's going on?
I mean, there's so many.
What's actually going on outside of this Epstein bullshit that everyone's covering instead of whatever else is being kind of buried by this. That's all I think it is. I mean, we go from an administration who said, "Oh no, that's nothing. It's nothing. We don't. Who is this guy? We're still talking about him." And then promises made, and then things being released that were already released, and now you have an act of Congress that's supposed to let this go. Which, I mean, come on, guys. Does that make sense? That we all think most of the people in Congress are somehow connected in this stuff, and these are the guys that passed it. I don't think, again, I think there's enough in there to give people breadcrumbs and talk shit, and you can have your public humility rituals here, but I don't think anyone's gonna see any jail time. None of these politicians or any high-powered people are gonna see any kind of jail time or arrests or any of that. I don't think any of that stuff's gonna happen. And they might say, oh, we're gonna have a couple of investigations here and there, but I don't think anything's gonna come of any of it. It'll just disappear.
Well, there's so many twists and turns here. I mean, the Bill Gates thing is huge. Obviously, this is a man who, I mean, he always bothered me, but I didn't focus enough on him. I should have years ago. I mean, because I saw this guy, he's such a, I love Kermit the Frog from Sesame Street, but, he's such a kind of Kermit the Frog kind of guy, and I remember years ago in the 90s, he's like, computers are eventually going to have it's going to be a part of every part of our lives, and I was like, oh, that's creepy as F, and of course he wasn't really kidding. He was telling us up front. This was back in the 90s now, everybody. Before everybody had a PC, before everybody had necessarily had a smartphone and all this stuff. And it's amazing how it's all manifested. And then we get to, late Trump's first term and COVID. And Gates was kind of a weird guy. I thought about COVID. I thought he's somebody who should maybe be investigated or interrogated or at least have some hearings on this guy. I mean, I don't know. He may have had some, but I don't know about investigations. But he had some maybe hearings. But I thought this is a really suspicious character, a computer whiz, billionaire. All of a sudden, but he knows all about viruses and stuff.
I'm going to put him up in the same plane as like. Mark Zuckerberg. I think Zuckerberg. I think these people that made all these giant tech companies are benefiting the money and being the figurehead of the deal with any kind of fallout. I think these guys are all propped up. There's no intellectual way that Bill Gates was able to do what he did. He wasn't really that bright. He stole ideas. He was kind of like Steve Jobs. The only thing I can give Steve Jobs, he at least had some kind of crazy vision of what he wanted to do and where he wanted things to go. Gates, I don't think was anything like that. But back to him being, he was built up. I think that was like a CIA operation. Because, I mean, look, Microsoft, their software, their products are all throughout governments. I just think that's kind of weird. A guy who really wasn't no better than some of the people he was around. I don't think his story is fabricated. I don't think he's the smartest guy that they portray him to be. And as far as him and the viruses and whatnot, maybe a small bit of Epstein in him where he can kind of get away with doing some of these things just because he's Bill Gates and he's this billionaire, and for the most part the majority of people are ignorant to maybe who he actually is and what he actually does, so they think what he's doing is great and they stand behind him, and that's why he gets away with what he does. That whole public image thing and his philanthropy.
With their foundation.
Right, so
just in case everybody's up to speed, foundations are there so the rich people don't have to pay so much tax to the government. Yeah, it's not all rainbows and unicorns like you think. I had somebody even explain to me. So these are people with a lower level foundation, nothing near the Gates Foundation. They would go. All right, this is the thing I heard about years ago. I'm not going to name names here, but something about. It was some psychological thing that this one foundation had, okay? Psychological thing. It was something about bedwetting. It's not a joke. And, they'll have a conference somewhere. So people will fly to this conference and they'll get to stay in some nice luxury hotel, and there'll be a conference room, and they'll have people there, and they'll speak at the conference. So it could be like a nice lush place, maybe in Hawaii or somewhere in California or Florida, And of course, the foundation pays for all this. So I'm trying to give you an idea where the money goes, so they can go give each other speeches, pat each other back, maybe pay some person who's worked in politics a nice speaking fee to come in and speak at the function. But I actually knew about something on more of a smaller level, and the foundation pays for us to travel there. Blah 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 blah. Oh. Yeah, there's an example. So when you hear, Bill Gates with a foundation, or even someone who's, a cooler person than Bill Gates, like Michael Jordan, this is all a tax thing. So they can kind of control a certain amount of their money that if they didn't control it, might have to go to, to the IRS or something like that. So a lot of people just don't understand. They say, it's a foundation, they're helping. Yeah, why do we have all the problems in the world we do? Think about that, folks. Are these foundations really? How about the Clinton Foundation? Oh, there's one. We'll come back to Bill and Hillary in a little bit, but Gates. I mean, this bothers me, and this is a guy who I think should be looked into. Never will be. You're right. And here he was, at the early part of the year, Trump comes in, Trump 2.0, right? And they had Gates sitting right next to Melania. Oh, she's got her own movie out by the way right now. Did you go see Melania, the movie? Okay. Did you see that? She's got a movie, a documentary about her?
Fuck about that. Why would I care about that?
Just like to teach about just these wacky things this wacky world that we live in. Anyway. So he got to sit next to the first lady, and I thought, what's Trump doing? Is this the mafia thing? Keep your friends close, enemies close? I mean, it was just so weird. Is the Trump people saying, hey, we got a bunch of Epstein stuff on you, you're going to play ball with us? And you know what I mean? There's so many angles to this.
What's he have to play ball with? He's not involved in anything. He's not involved with Microsoft anymore. All he has is his foundation.
Yeah, I think I don't know where he stands on Microsoft. Retired. I don't know if he might still be on a board or something. You know what I'm saying? He might still have some. Obviously, he's still got a lot of connection with stock ownership of the company, something like that. I'm sure he's
irrelevant.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay.
He's not doing anything. Microsoft's dying. They're not doing anything. No one likes the operating systems anymore. They just did bloatware, nonsense, bullshit. It's the same.
So
he's irrelevant.
A real quick thing about him was really funny. It came out on PBD. There's a Clintonese that was on there. I don't have his last name in front of me. His first name is John. He's an attorney, Southern character, total freaking character. And he was on Patrick Bet-David's Valuetainment. You want to look it up? It's in the last few months here, maybe the last 6 months for sure. I don't know if you saw that. It's funny as hell. This guy's coming out again. We're just saying allegedly, but these guys said it like it was a fact. So Gates, may have run around with Epstein and may have gotten into some trouble there and may have cost him a lot of money with his marriage. But before Melinda married him in his prenup, this is again, according to a Clintonista, John's his first name. You look him up, he's an attorney. He's on PBD in the last 6 months. He said that Bill had it in his prenup that he could go away for one weekend. It was 1 or 2 weekends a year with a woman who was his ex-girlfriend. And of course, I guess Melinda had signed on to that. So he already had a little leeway, shall we say, folks, to do, whatever, extracurricular activities, maybe go dune bugging on the beach.
Well, I don't think that guy broke that. I think that's been out there for a while about his old girlfriend.
Okay, yeah. So, so this guy already had some leeway. Let's put it that way, folks. He already had leeway. It was already in the prenup. So what I'm trying to say, if no one understood what I said, Melinda already conceded some things to marry this dude, okay? So they ended up divorcing the dude. Just put that into context.
In the interview that I saw her in, that she, was like, oh, that's why I divorced him. It's like, no, but that being, what you just said, you knew something was going on. You weren't completely ignorant to this shit. And then women want to jump to her defense. Well, she didn't know when she found out, so it took a fucking leak of emails for her to understand that he was doing something nefarious or bad or whatever you want to call it. You're full of shit. And isn't that kind of, it would be perfect timing that if this comes out and it has some kind of, it could fuck up your foundation or something you're touching. Well, I wonder how much money she actually holds and where money got moved for her to hold on to, or is her name still part of that foundation? Like, is she possibly like 51%? So if something does go down with Bill, that it's still protected, so their little nest egg's still there,
Yeah.
So I don't think she's innocent in all this, if by chance she is and it completely caught her off guard, then good for her, I guess. So she got away with some money and getting away from him. But no, I don't think she's innocent in this. I think these are the same group of people. They know. You can't be that. There's no fucking way. I'm sorry, there's just no way. These people, they act out loud with this stuff. It's not like they're technically trying to hide it. I mean, you can, if we could take any of these emails or any of this information being dumped out, these guys like talk buddy back and forth to themselves flamboyantly about it, in emails. So how can you imagine how they talked to each other, how they acted in front of other people that are in the know? It's not like this was all that big of a secret.
Yeah, to regular guys like us, this seems really dumb. And I mean, I don't know what this happens where you get so rich and powerful that you get too arrogant, and that arrogance becomes a little bit ignorant of, I don't know, street smarts. What do you want to call it? I mean, like what you just brought up, they were talking about on PBD recently. I don't know, like you said, you didn't think you saw this one, this recent one where, okay, it starts about Donald Trump being very nice about the Clintons, ends up with Vinny being really upset about an email that alleges some talk about a 9-year-old. Again, this is all allegedly, but it's out there, folks. Now, is this real? Let's hope it's not.
But even if the speculation is that it is, no one's going to investigate it. Where's the DOJ? You've sat on 3 million of these papers that seem to implicate some pretty heinous shit.
All these years, yeah.
And why don't we hear about investigations being open?
And what's their newest thing? The nuclear ball? Oh, it's all Russia. Russia. Really? You think Russia? Yeah, huh? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That is not even worth talking about because it is such a slap in the face.
Are you that dumb? No, but there's dummies on the toward the left Democrat. There's dummies on the Republican side who want to believe that too. Like they're going to take this lie and, oh, I like the lie. My psychology, my emotional state. I like that lie. This is what they're going to do because they don't want to really look in the mirror.
No, it's the people pushing that Russian shit, both on the left and the right, are all getting that nice little $7,000 fucking check.
It might be a bigger one than that case.
Well, I mean, come on. How can we have both people on both sides? Now all of a sudden, oh, it's fucking Russia, and then bring up all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy stuff, folks. And, as I say, I am a conspiracy kook. I have been one for basically the last 35 years of my life. It's never let go of me. I don't know when it really started for you, Logue. But it really started for me about 35 years ago. It was when the Persian Gulf War first happened. It was the Operation Desert Storm. So you were probably just a young lad when that was going on. I was a young guy and listened to a lot of talk radio, at the time. And it really sucked me in. And it's never really let go of me, folks. I've had to back off. Maybe some of you know what I'm talking about. I got to back off. It'll drive you a little crazy once in a while. And then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. And then also just like, holy, what is going on here? And of course, the period of time I'm talking about is, before the internet. Okay, you got to remember, because when the internet went, full blast, and everybody had a PC at least at home. Okay, then the world was just, and then they're putting out probably a lot more disinformation to muddy the waters and all this stuff. But the number one thing is, I don't know, like I said, I've said this before on the show, and it feels good to say it. So, ha to all of you who made fun of conspiracy kooks. You're absolutely wrong. Now, what you may be right here and there is there's a bunch of bull BS out there, bunch of bull hockey of, again, disinformation, misinformation. And as we look in the files today, we're talking about Epstein, there may be some mixed in there to try to mess with everybody, to say, oh, that's crazy. Well, then it's all got to be crazy. Well, you can't believe this. Well, then you just can't believe any of it. And that's what we're doing. We're living this very strange thing. But I wanted to go back 35 years ago. I was more into the Bushes. Well, the Bushes do tie in with all this. The Rockefellers, and they do tie in with all this also. And I was really into like New World Order, one world government, and space aliens, and all that kind of stuff. I was really more into that. But there's so many other conspiracies that do also, have connections, all big octopus, the tentacles and everything. And there was this guy I was talking about, Lyndon LaRouche and his people, and I got into some of their stuff. And they were weirdos. They were kind of culty, and so I was like, But they mentioned all this stuff that leads us to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And a lot of their stuff, they didn't mention Epstein back then by name, at least I'd have to look at my old papers, but they mentioned Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's father. So that for me is kind of where a lot of this story begins. And the thing is, some people thought about him that he was some kind of weird double agent, you know what I mean? So they'll mix that about him now. They could say, well, he was with the Russians too, but he definitely was Mossad also. He definitely was connected to M16. And my point of bringing the LaRouches up again is I think they're being proven right by all this Epstein stuff for sure, is that there is a trilogy of terror, and I'm sorry, it is M16, England, CIA, United States, and Israeli Mossad. And some people say, oh, no, they're the good guys. You just don't understand. Well,
I think they're all the bad guys. And the KGB can be a part of that, and whatever China's little CIA equivalent is. Like these... I don't think any of these countries, I think they all are in cahoots in some fashion and some level. We all work together. Not we as a people, but the elite, they all work together. I don't think there's any real lines drawn in the sand for them. I think it's just divvy up the world, just like Davos. All those people show up, and there's tons of them that don't get along on the real political world, but boy, behind closed doors, they all want to wheel and deal and carve up what we have. So it's all just a big fucking movie, man, with a really bad plot. And what sucks about it is I feel like I can see where the plot's going, right, and no one else seems to be able to see it. And even like this part of the disinformation with all these files, like they can't all be true, or maybe see that's what's crazy, right? So they're all supposed to be official DOJ stuff. So if we think any of this shit's fake, then we really got to take into question the fuckers that are giving us this, which is our own DOJ. And if we're gonna take it that everything that they give us is true, that means everything in there must be fucking true, right? So if they're talking about the Bushes eating babies and shit, or eating shit out of intestines, which is some nasty crap they talk about in these emails, what the fuck? Like if that one fucking email, it was true, like what the fuck is going on? There should be that should be. Kind of funny side note, it's just popped in my head. So you remember Dan Pena, where he talks, we watched one video, and he talks about if you knew who made Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at when Bitcoin came around and where it came out and money got moved around, boy, wouldn't that be something? Because that story lines the fuck up if we all thought it was Epstein, which would be great to be able to move money around not knowing where that money was fucking coming from.
Yeah, what it was for.
Yeah, and Bitcoin isn't a new thing. I mean, the concept of crypto isn't a new thing. Like what Bitcoin was being like the first. I mean, that's been around for a while. It's not how to transfer money. And again, that would be really good for gun runners and money laundering and human trafficking. To be able to hide your money like that. And so, yeah, I just thought that was funny. There's a lot of.
And for what it's worth, I don't know if this has any connection to what you just said, but for what it's worth, and again, this is being filmed in early February, the day before the Super Bowl 2026. Bitcoin is taking a little dive here. It was almost up to like 120,000 a Bitcoin US dollar like in October, and now it's down to, I don't know, it went into the 70s. I think the other day it closed in the 80-something thousand a Bitcoin. I don't know if that has anything to do
it's a Ponzi.
with any of this, is what I'm saying.
I would imagine. Well, all stocks do, right? I mean, there had to have been like ups and downs when this shit got. It's no different than a stock. It is literally no different than a stock. You have to use real money to buy it, and to make any actual wealth on it, you got to sell it out to get the fucking fake fiat money. So it's just like buying a stock. I don't see the allure of why it's so great. It can crash, it can go up and down, it can be manipulated, it can be everything else that we already have. It's just because it's all done online on a computer. I mean, I know it's a lot more intricate than that, but it still doesn't make sense.
So our buddy Logan has alluded, maybe, was that what Dan Pena was saying? Was he saying that Epstein was one of the people behind maybe early crypto?
I can't think of the guy's name, the pseudonym or whatever they call it.
Oh, it's supposed to be like a Japanese name.
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
And they think that like some of his like initials spell out CIA or something. I don't know.
Well, I didn't get into that, but I'm just saying I think
I'll look that up
is
for the next show. Well, we'll look that up.
I think that's Epstein's pseudonym.
Yeah.
I think
What would Michael Saylor say to us right now? Michael Saylor. So he's the big guy, I think at MicroStrategy or whatever. He was on PBD like a year or two ago, and I don't know. He's got his own allegedly little cult thing going around about crypto, man. I don't know, but he's an interesting cat. Whatever you think of him, good, bad, or otherwise, I don't think I care for him. Michael Saylor is his name for those of you into crypto, and I wonder what Michael Saylor would think. I wonder if somebody asked him about that. So Jeffrey Epstein, has he got anything to do with the founding of crypto? Anything to do with it? Anyway, it is some fascinating stuff, buddy. But
Definitely showing that he's been his operation and many others like it are definitely everywhere in that elite echelon.
So a lot of Democrats are real stupid right now. They go, "Oh, you're for use smart bad, you're for use smart bad." Okay, you morons, but some of you voted for Bill Clinton in 1992. Some of you voted for Bill Clinton in 1996. Oh, and some of you voted for Hillary, who stayed with her man, who may also be a pedophile, right? We don't have no real proof yet of Bill or Donald.
There's never going to be a
past president, current president. I mean, we got some, but so back to what I said in the beginning. First of all, do you see, you people that made fun of people like Logan, you made fun of people like me for, again, I've been doing this for, 3.5 decades. My life has been a lot about this stuff. Like a moth to a flame, like fucking magnet to steel. This has been who I am, and I think this is why you and I are, why we still talk to each other. We're kindred spirits in some weird way. I have a few other friends, and they know who they are, and we're also kind of kindred spirits on this. And I think as time's rolled out, more and more people are starting to, oh fuck. And as I've said before, Epstein is just, again, it's just Epstein. We don't know. There may be a whole other Epstein who's doing very well right now. He may be the other guy.
You can't honestly think he's the only motherfucker doing this shit.
We talked about it. There was some other guy who was involved in some other crazy stuff going on in New York.
With the guy who
David
owned fucking House or one of those fucking clothing places. One of those top-notch ones, or what the fuck was it?
Well, Les Wexner.
No, not him. It was someone. Was it? They actually got brought to court because they were taking male models and like drugging them up. And pimping them out and shit. Well,
the one guy's dead now, also connected to Epstein. Jean-Luc Brunel. He's dead, but you're thinking of John Powers? He had a model agency here. I don't know. Or
it wasn't it was like Hollister, one of these clothing companies that do all the modeling.
Okay.
Like one of these connected to that type of.
Okay. There's so many characters. I mean, you gotta say this: Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, really fucking busy people. It wasn't just partying. Whoa, they were really, talk about taking your octopus tentacles into a little bit of frickin' everything. I mean, it's amazing stuff. Not just politicians, which politicians probably are lower on the scale. You get these big money people, Wall Street people, then you get into the royalty people, and holy mackerel, and the big business people. Wow. I mean, this is some. What?
I think he more so. I mean, he did the sex trafficking shit, but I don't think that was his only. I think he was a fixer. He would come in and just fix people's problems or get them what they want. I mean, he knew how to move money, hide it, do whatever he was doing. That's why he was this financier that people were paying him millions of dollars to do, even though he was like fucking half retarded from other people's accounts. I mean, the Wexler thing, he just gives him his whole estate, like his whole thing. That's just kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, that doesn't make you go, So, but we're a bunch of tinfoil wearing a hat, we're a bunch of rubes, a bunch of hayseeds. No, you are. So many of you, for years, have been living in your Phil fantasy world. Oh, there's Democrat, there's Republican. Oh, they're different. Oh, no, our country's good. No. It's all corrupt. Conspiracies rule it all. You just got to figure out which ones are real and which ones are false, especially nowadays with the internet, just throwing all the shit out there all the time. And these new files there's a lot of weird stuff in there. I mean, it's. I don't know. But I just like us to take our little moment, Logan, to go, we were right. Sorry. You're the ones who want to live in your fantasy world of everything's fine, everything's okay. No, it's not. Nothing's fine. Nothing's okay. Oh my God. Oh man. But it is fascinating. And to me, I've heard him now. I've heard him with some interview tape that's come out with him and Steve Bannon. That's some weird shit if you haven't seen much of that. But again, this guy does not strike me as, I don't know, he doesn't impress me at all. I mean, I don't find him very charismatic. I don't find him really smart.
He's just a fixer.
And that's why I'm telling you, people, he's evil. I'm not taking any heat off him, like I said this before, but I think Ghislaine was the brains in this operation. So anyway, for me, like I said, I think Ghislaine was more the brains of the operation, going back to, the history of her father, that he was a spy of some sort, and he was somebody's asset. And some people think, well, he was a double agent. And they got a bunch of stories about him too, Robert Maxwell. But I mean, it is fascinating, if nothing else. I obviously just can't stop talking about this, and I get...
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I hate hearing about it.
Really?
Because I think it's nothingness. Again, nothing. No one's going to get prosecuted, no arrest. It's not enough to, like, indict anybody. It's just enough to allegedly, or, just... implement. I mean, not implement, but nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna fucking happen. There ain't nothing in there that's actually black and white to say, oh, they were buying kids, or they were doing this, or they were doing that. There's nothing in there. It's all innuendo, what they could have been talking about, all this shit. What is funny though, is remember Ben Swan, the Pizzagate guy? He was a Fox guy, and he used to do a show called Reality Check on his network. And he did a Pizzagate one, and he got, like, more or less, he got fired for saying all that, because everyone thought that was some crazy shit. And then
there's all kinds of mentions of
the whole pizza thing in there. And come on, man. I mean, we were talking about this shit a decade ago, and no one wanted to hear it. Everyone, conspiracies. But how righteous were you? And then now all of a sudden, all you had to do was do some investigating. Send the fucking...
Right.
What the fuck?
And again, I want to throw that back in your face. You mainstreamers, you scumbags. And he's still there. George Stephanopoulos is still an employee of ABC Disney. What the fuck? What the fuck? Now, if everyone's not familiar with what I'm talking about, Georgie Porgy, he was one of the people that helped get Bill Clinton elected in '92. He's a political guy. Now he's supposedly a journalist on the air. He's a TV media person. So he went to a party. Oh, Katie was there. Katie Couric. You stupid broad. Oh, I care about women. Oh, I care about women. Do you care about women? What about the women that were used and abused by Ghislaine and Jeffrey? But she went to that party too. And because Prince Andrew was going to be there, Logan. We got to be with Prince. All the royalty. And this was after Epstein's first conviction. I don't know what that was in 04, 05 in Florida, which was all heavily, weird, and people were like, well, somebody above us, we can't go too far with this, and he got like a house arrest bullshit, and like, what the, whoa, that right there. But they all didn't care because they were so arrogant, so full of themselves, and they had to go to this, big soiree party in Manhattan because, Prince Andrew was going to be there. I mean, just shows you, if you're not listening to us, the mainstream people who still watch George Stephanopoulos today, or used to watch Katie Couric on she was on the Today Show with that other scumbag, Matt Lauer. Oh my God.
They're all in on it, right?
Well, I mean, this proves it. This is what I'm saying. We always felt that, right? We always felt they're all in on it. And then you see this and go, well, from soup to nuts, from little media people to royalty, this proves it. They are all in on it, or a large number of them anyway.
No, they're all in on it. They're all in on it. You don't rub... To be on that level, right? To have that level of power and or money, fame, whatever it be, right? You're on a completely different level that none of us could actually ever probably be prepared for, right? So once you get to that point and you got everything, well, what else? Shit, I don't want just what you get, and you're just a fucking schlub. I already got the better car than you, the big house than you. I already got everything better than what you got. Well, how can I make myself feel even better and more important and more whatever, celebrity, whatever that feeling is? What can I feel more for? I think these people are just fucking genuinely evil. I think most of these fucking celebrity types and the media fuckers probably sold some portion of their soul to do what they do, and now they're a part of this cabal, and this is what it is. I really don't think it's people that were getting blackmailed. It seems kind of stupid to say, hey, I videotaped you having sex with whatever, and I'm going to let this out. Well, why would I want to implicate myself, and why the fuck am I recording you so where'd the recording come from? Well, it came from my house. Why are you recording me fucking doing it? Like, the guy with the tape doesn't make him any better. Like, that doesn't serve you any purpose, right? How am I going to be able to leverage that against you? Maybe go after your wife with it and try to keep it quiet type thing. But I don't think that's what this was. I don't think it was blackmail. I think any videotapes they found, I think were trophies of these sick fuckers. I think they show around. They go show each other this stuff. Even some of the these emails of I can't recall which guy, but talking to Epstein about torture videos and liking. I mean, I think that's what I think. They're just a serious evil group of fuckers. Like this is Satan at his fullest right here. And what makes it? We said this shit a decade ago about the Pizzagate crap, and now it's come out to be true. So now here's the real fucking test of the media, and especially the fucking left. Now that we know this information, that we are right and we still are right, are we going to do anything about it? And nothing's going to get done.
Well, I know this has been your theme today, and I'm not arguing with my friend. I hope the
I think you're optimistic. I'm not.
Here's what I'm doing. I want to reach out to people, to you. I want to reach out to you. I want you to think about this and what can you do in your little world to not let this go. Don't let this go. Who am I talking to, Logan? The people of, what is it, the Commonwealth? It's a state, of course. Was it the Commonwealth of Kentucky? I'm talking to you right now. You really are interesting people. I mean, I've never thought much about Kentucky, I'll be honest. I don't know if I've ever really been there. I've been maybe through part of the state. Tom Massey, I don't know, folks. I'm sure he's got dirt like everybody. He seems to be one of the decent people. Oh, and they're rare. Don't get me wrong, Logan. In Congress. I mean, I don't know. Do you concur with that one? Or
Sure, yeah.
I mean, as Congress goes, and that's a pretty low bar. Low, Logan, low. He seems to be one of the few decent ones. And it's been him with a Democrat. He's a Republican with Ro Khanna of, I don't know if he's in a district in California. Ro Khanna, again, I don't agree with this guy's politics probably on most things. He's also, by the way, a superstar in the insider trading thing, even better than Pelosi. So we'll talk about Ro Khanna on another show another time. So he's not a completely clean character, but Trump was. Publicly, yes, Republicans on Republicans, because again, ladies and gentlemen, the right has always been fucked up too. Okay, I've been ripping on the left here the whole, most of our show. We've been doing this for 3 years, right? But the right has so many phonies in it. There's so many phonies in it, Logan, that's why, again, folks, why we have most problems we have? Because we don't have a real right-wing government. Right-wing, oh, it's Nazi. Oh. Okay, moron, no, they were lefties. You don't get it because you don't want to get it. They were called the National Socialist Party. Oh, but before that, they were the what? What were they? Yeah, come on, what were they? National Socialist Workers' Party. Yeah. And what they did was, part of the problem was that they went against other lefty groups. And that's what you have a lot in Europe. You have a lot of lefties against lefties over there, okay? People are just weird. So with Nazis, just grow the fuck up. It's either they were righty-lefties or they were lefty-righties. But don't do this, they were right-wingers and that's it. No, they were not. No. And by the way, right-wing is variable to what country you're talking about. To be a right-winger in America, be a real one, you're also what? You're a real liberal. I'm a classical liberal. A real right-winger in American sense is a liberal. Now, what do I mean by that, Logan? I don't want to get back to Epstein, the whole thing, but people are so dumb. It means that when you're charged with a crime, you're considered innocent until proven guilty. That's classical liberalism, okay? Our First Amendment, you can be a frickin' atheist. Nobody's going to come after you. You can be a Christian. You can be a Muslim. You can be a Jew. You can be a Buddhist. You can be a Hindu. You can be a Baha'i, whatever. You can be Tom motherfucking Cruise and bow down to the altar of L. Ron Hubbard, Dianetics bitch. You can do that all day long. And you know what? The Christians, and the Jews, and the atheists, they still go see your movies. And you're still a multimillionaire, Tom. And some people might think you're a weirdo in your real life, but you know what? You're still successful, and you are still, therefore, loved and adored. Okay, that's America. Okay, good, bad, or otherwise, or people want to think we're evil or whatever. That's what we are, though, and that's classical liberalism, not this liberalism that everyone said they were liberal, but they really were a lefty, and now it's more like, hey, you're just freaking neo-Marxist leftist. That's our problem, because we got nowhere to go. So on the right, we have all these people, but a bunch of them are phonies, as we saw with Dan Bongino. What a phony. Now we see Trump ripping on Massey, see him coming full circle with people, ripping on Rand Paul, ripping on other people, but then all of a sudden he's got freaking Lindsey Graham. He's a Lindsey Graham on Air Force One, Logan. My favorite senator, homosexual senator. He's gay for war, Logan. It's gay for war. He's happy for war, Logan. Oh my God, Lindsey Graham. I mean, you hang out with Lindsey, and then you're going to start ripping on Tom Massey. So there is no MAGA. There is no America First. Like, what did you just do, Trump? Did you just pull the mask off? I mean, what are we supposed to think? And look, so what I am saying, if everyone wants to say I'm coming full circle, is Epstein, yes. Tom Massey is one of the few brave people, outspoken people in Congress that we have. And he's been trying real hard to get all these files out there. And he has a primary, which Trump, some of Trump's big donors and donors of you know where, they're throwing candidates against Massey. So far, Massey is polling well. I'm going to be very happy if Tom Massey wins his primary and continues to go forward as a Republican, looking for re-election, because they're trying to take him out, folks. You understand, before he even gets to the actual election. The midterms are coming up in November, everybody, if you don't know where I'm going with this. And
what if they're doing this on purpose to break him, to take his money out, waste his money now?
Oh, so the Dem could beat him in the fall?
They could beat him in the fall.
Anything's possible, buddy.
That's a weird one. Why go after that guy?
Yeah.
He's probably the most pro, America First type guy.
He's a decent guy, and, what are you doing? He's ripping the guy's wife, and I know
they're all corrupt.
What are you doing?
They're all part of the same game.
What are you doing?
I just feel we were duped by Trump. We were duped, man. I thought we were going to get some, kind of like Obama's first run, hope and change, right? I'm thinking, we're actually going to get some change.
Michelle?
Nope.
Aaliyah?
Michael?
Sasha? Michael? Big Mike?
But nope, that didn't happen. I don't know.
Yeah, Obama kids. Oh, Obama. Dude, everybody, I mean, he gave some free phones out to some poor people. He tried to do a little bit of the, the healthcare thing. He tried to help some people. Everything else, pretty much corporate and pretty much same as it usually is.
Oh, remember.
Same as it.
How many immigrants did he get rid of?
Oh,
remember that medal he gave to the guy?
To Tom Homan.
Oh, that's right. You fucking retards. You fucking lefties, a bunch of fucking retards. All you fat bitches that are out there worrying about that. Isn't it just so funny that it's the people out there protesting that have no original thought of their own, just running around reiterating the same crap, or why is it always white liberal women are out there fucking?
There's some
just
beta male, white males out there too.
But it's white people. Worried about immigration. Why the fuck don't we see a bunch of the legals out there say, well, we want to keep our illegal No, because that's fucking insane. So why are you fuckers out there doing it? It makes no sense.
But you guys are right wingers. You must be racist.
No, I fucking hate everybody equally. Everybody.
Equal opportunity offender.
You're fucking right. Fuck the rest of you. Leave me the fuck alone and leave my money alone. Leave my family alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Go fuck whoever you want to fuck. Just leave me the fuck alone. As long as my money doesn't go to it, I don't care.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the libertarian theme. That's one of the libertarian themes in our country. It's amazing and sad that the Libertarian Party just cannot get off the ground. It's actually on the ballot in all 50 states. There's a lot of rigmarole to get that, and they've got that. And I don't even know if the Greens got that. But it's just so sad. We have only two major parties in this country, and I don't know, folks. I've tried. I voted third party many times, and I may do it again. But Logan and I do this not just trying to insult people on the left. I'm trying to say, knock it off. Common sense, reason. And if you Dems really want to win for sure in November, which you might anyway, because this country's so goofy and we're so divided on the right now, you Dems need to run to the middle, okay? You need to run to the moderation. You need to run to the middle, okay? This whacked out left shit, wokey stuff, and this collectivism and all this. No. Oh my God. Yeah, what a world, dude. What a freaking world. So back to Epstein, back to the files. Yeah, so Bill and Hillary, they said now they will come before Congress. James Comer, but Hillary wants it all in public. James Comer's like, well, I don't know. He's a congressman. I think he might also be from Kentucky. Kentucky's got a lot of interesting things going on in that state. They're a very interesting political state here in America. But so I don't know what's going to happen here. So I don't know what Bill and Hillary are going to do. This could be some interesting political theater. I get into it. You know, I don't know if it entertains you like it does
Unless they go to jail, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think they'll go and they'll, I don't know, spread some more fake Russian type shit. I'd be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet that Russia comes out one of their fucking mouths. I bet you. About the current state of things, I bet you Russia pops out. I'm willing to bet. That's going to be the narrative now. And what's crazy again, that this narrative is going to come from both the far left and the fucking like far right. You know, because obviously we're fractured. So
right. Yep.
That's what we're going to see.
Yeah. I don't know about the far right, but yeah, there's definitely factions in the right. Yeah, the Mark Levin types. For sure, yeah. There's definitely those. And Mitt Romney, he said it with Obama when they had one of their debates in 2012. So the biggest threat in the world right now is Russia. I'm like, okay, oh God. And then you know, a few years later, Hillary loses. Oh, it's all Russia's fault. Oh, some Russia back channel. And you know, you Dems that believe that for 1 second, where was our CIA? Where was our NSA? Where was our FBI? What? They took time off during 2016 that election. What are you saying? What are you saying? You know, it's all nuts and
no, you know what they're saying? That Russia was so fucking smart and outwitted all of our government authorities there to be able to fucking do that, right? And then we didn't do anything to fix it. So we just let him be president. And now Ukraine happens and they're so weak that little country can't beat them. Are you fucking kidding? Like, do you not see the movie here? Make both those make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
In 4 years, Russia just fucking tits up? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, everybody just keeps shaping it, twisting it to make everything fit to whatever dumbass viewpoint they want you to believe in, ladies and gentlemen.
And they're all fucking in it together. They're all...
I know. I was with a lefty friend's house. This was might have been Trump's first term. I've told you this story several times. And, you know, they were just on their whole Russia thing. And I just looked at them and I said, well, if you said M16 CIA Mossad, we might have a conversation here. I might believe you, but I don't believe you about Russia. And I just said the same thing. Why didn't again, we outspend everybody on intelligence and military. Why couldn't our apparatus stop whatever they were doing? Well, they just couldn't do it because then it would look like you were helping Hillary. You know, like, what do you mean? That's their job. The government's first job is to protect us. Okay, that's the first job. What are you talking about? A foreign country wanting to mess with our elections. I mean, the whole thing is just yeah. Anyway.
Back then they were bitching about the elections, and now we're trying to do that SAFE Act crap, and no one wants to fucking do that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, we gotta. I'm all about just burning it all down, starting over.
I think a lot of people think that way.
Fire fucking everyone, and let's start fresh. No one that has any relation to anybody can be back in any fucking position of power. All brand new bloodline. Let's fucking go.
So Logan, did you hear? Back to Epstein. It's all Epstein all the time. Jay-Z is named in some of these things. And Jay-Z and Beyonce have lost a bunch of followers on social media. What? I mean, I don't give a fuck about them either. I just praised her, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. She officially became a billionaire all on her own. Not with the old man's money, but with her own money. I know, we're such a racist country.
I know, you know why we're racist? Because the white girl got it first.
Oh. Okay.
Mrs. Swift. Ms. Swift.
Yeah, oh, God.
That's why it proves that we're racist, because we give it to a white woman first.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. You got me, buddy. I mean, so many wacky things come out. You alluded to the George H.W. Bush stuff that came out, which is pretty disgusting. And you know, I mean, I've heard these things for years, tied with Bohemian Grove allegations, and I don't really know. Again, I have this, like, I know I talk wacky people, but just being honest,
I think it's true. I mean, I think these people.
I think he's pure. I think he's pure evil. Yeah. I do think he's dead now, but I mean, I do fancy myself, as dorky as this is to say, I do fancy myself being an expert about the guy, and I hope none of these things are true, just because I hope they're not true about anybody. I want any humans doing horrible things to other humans anywhere in the world. But we know otherwise. We know that people are doing horrible things all over the world. It's been just some terrible things going on. And
I wonder what people believe in more, that there's an elite group of people eating and sacrificing humans, or aliens. I mean,
I would say people will go with the alien thing,
even though there's evidence throughout history that we actually did the latter. You know, we've done this.
Oh yeah.
But no, we don't do that now. We're too civilized.
Right. Yeah. Just the Aztecs were doing that stuff, and they had human sacrifice, or this group had human sacrifice, and
What was that Hollywood? She was a publicist or a PR woman. I can't think of her name. She has like 30,000 person like black book. She knows fucking everybody of everybody. The hell was her name? Anywho, you gotta.
In the old days?
Woman. No, fucking today. She's like 70 years old and she looks like she's in her 40s.
Oh, you have me intrigued, my friend.
I can't think of her name.
There was a gal who was killed later, or died under funny circumstances. They thought was going to connect with the whole Kennedy thing. This is going way back. It's a Dorothy somebody, but this you must be talking about somebody now, though.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Oh,
she kind of got blacklisted after. I think after Epstein died, or maybe it was after
not the one who was involved with the prostitution, Heidi Fleiss. No. Anyway, I want to know what you're talking about.
I can't think of her name right now. Some big PR lady or publicist.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I heard something. Wow, I do not have her name.
It's like on the.
Oh yeah, and she may have.
The only reason I bring that up is that she's like fucking 70, and she looks like she's legitimately 40, and it's like, wow, talk about all this crazy, evil shit and the whole, what would they call it, the
endochrome?
Yeah, just
endochrome. Okay, yeah. Ooh.
I don't know.
That's so scary.
That's why I think that it's if that's true, man. I really think this is a very evil. This is Satan's world, man. This is his realm. And he's in total fucking control.
It is. This really is, folks. And we're going to do a show on that someday as well. I mean, the Christians, they will sort of admit it, and Paul admits it a little bit about how Satan has control in this, or a lot of control in this realm, and then there's other things that contradict that. But Paul does in some of his writings in the New Testament, he does admit it, and that's an ancient thing. Christians stole that because Christians stole everything, and I'll do a whole show on it, and I'll get all the Christian hate out there going, and I shouldn't even say this right now. I don't want a lot of good Christians out there. I don't mean to pick on anybody, but the Zoroastrian is an ancient Persian faith, and it was called like Zarathustra is what they call it in their actual name, and it is the land of basically what we call today Iran. That was ancient Persia, and the Persians were a really big deal at one time, and they fought with the Romans and the Greeks and stuff like that. Anyway, Zoroastrianism, and Zoroaster means, I think it means like son of a star, and they had a trinity like Christianity, but instead of having three good guys, the God the Father, God the Son, and then the Holy Ghost, they had one bad guy. And then to this day, even the religion of one of the biggest religions in the world, Hinduism out of India, they also have the same kind of thing. They have a bunch of little gods, so that people call them a polytheistic religion with a bunch of. But at the top, they have Brahma at the top. They have Vishnu, which is kind of like the good guy, kind of like the Jesus, and they have Shiva, and he's the god of death and destruction, sort of like the devil kind of character. So the Zoroastrians had a similar thing, and they had like this godhead. It was Orzamad. I'm mispronouncing. Not Persian, so I'm mispronounce. He had like this Orzamad, and then a Hera Mazda, and he was like the son, the good guy, and then the other son was the evil one. He was like a Ahriman, and he was like the Satan character. And that's the Zoroastrian view, that we live in the realm of matter, and that God is more of the realm of spirit and light, and in the realm of matter here, we are subject to almost like magnetic forces here, and back to the Christian doctrine a little bit. You look at the 7 deadly sins, lust and greed, and you go through all the things, and then you go through even the 10 commandments, and isn't it amazing? All these years, millennia has gone by, and yet the 10 commandments, and there they are, and people are still cheating on their wives, people are still murdering people are still stealing, people are still coveting what their neighbor has. I mean, it's amazing. We go with technology, but yet we can't really improve us very well at all. So it is really sad. And I do worry that the leaders pretty much in our world are part of a satanic something, cult, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it whatever you want, a club, or you have people that aid and abet them are complete nihilists who just don't believe in anything. Right. And they're probably just like, I've done so much bad in my life. If there is a heaven, I ain't going there anyway. So I'm just going to keep doing bad. And, I think we're having a damn good show, bud. We're getting down to the nitty and the gritty. Oh my God, are Jay-Z and Beyonce really losing followers? Oh my God. Oh, here's a crazy one. Did you see this one? Now, some of this stuff is just a little cuckoo, okay? They're kind of saying that the new mayor of New York City could be Epstein's son. Like, okay, I'm not. This is just. I'm assuming this is false, and I'm assuming this is internet, caca, until proven otherwise. But
it can't be. He's not Jewish. Isn't he like the opposite? Isn't he Muslim?
He's supposed to be Muslim. Yeah.
Islam. So Muslim, whatever.
I don't know, but that's a crazy one out there. That Mamdani, whatever his name is, the new New York City mayor. New York. Anyway, that he is Epstein's kid, but that's probably just, I think that was just BS.
Is Epstein alive? You think he's in Tel Aviv right now? Seen the photos?
I mean, look, those are probably AI, but I would say this, ladies and gentlemen, I admit what I am to my audience. I'm a full-blown kook-kook-a-choo. And hold on, this has been going on a long time. I mean, it's from Elvis to Jim Morrison, The Doors, and those are just what, little entertainers. They don't mean anything.
Jackson, Prince, come on, yeah.
Oh, there you go, Michael Jackson. There's the one, that guy, because he was worth more dead than alive. So that's either they wanted to kill him or they, Yeah, that's a weird one. I'm into this topic. I'm forever so into this topic of rich, powerful people faking their death. So I think Epstein, again, not the sharpest knife in the drawer that everybody thinks he was, but I think he was smart enough to do this. So
No, he would have had the connections to get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. And the money to pay people?
True, yeah, we know that's true. Look at the emails. If that proves anything, it proves that he had the complete ability to fucking fake that.
I mean, you just look at this and just go, wow, man. This is why I don't ever want it to go. I don't ever want this to ever, people, we can never let this go. So I don't know how you live your life. I know some people say, oh, you can't hold on to all that negativity. It's going to eat you up inside. Well, I do this show. This is what I do because it helps me deal with it. All right. So it's my way of a little spouting out the steam, getting it off your chest a little bit. Of course, it's always going to be there. I'm mad about certain things, Logan, and I'm going to go to my grave mad about certain things. And this is, if nothing good happens to this, well, either way, I'm mad about it. But obviously, if nobody goes to jail, I think we need to rebrand the Epstein shit to like government pedophiles or something. I mean, we need to change that. I'm tired of hearing anything Epstein. It's not. He was a small fucking cog in this. There's so much more information that we can be looking at to look at other people. So why we're like just zeroed in on one little aspect of this is and I blame a lot of these influencers. A lot of the influencers on both sides they're cherry picking dumb shit and they're just attacking Benny Johnson. He's cherry picking. And some of it I appreciate, but it's like, come on, just go after everybody, whoever's involved here. I know, and it's probably clear to everyone listening.
Push actual investigation. Don't just talk about it. Right. Fucking push. You guys lobbied so much fucking shit, but yet no. And again, it comes down to like the band. He's a perfect example of why things will never change. This guy made millions of dollars talking about how he was going to do this. Got a huge following of supporters.
Gene, we're talking about?
Yeah, okay. To fucking go do this and expose all this shit, and dude, you didn't do nothing. And have you seen any of these clips from his show about how he's the Podfather? He's calling himself the fucking Podfather, and everyone else that doesn't agree with him are fucking grifters.
Black-pilled.
Dude, piece of shit. What a dude, a total piece of shit. Wow. Who the fuck are you? And anybody who still stands by that guy, you're the fucking enemy now. You're it's a fucking joke. But influencers like him are the ones that are muttering the waters like horribly. So it's gonna turn all this again. It's all gonna turn into nothing. No one's gonna be prosecuted. It's gonna just give it a couple weeks, and it'll be on to something else. And I'm sure Iran's gonna be fucking. We'll have to be in Iran for some reason or other. Let's hope tomorrow goes pretty damn smooth.
Whew.
Anyways,
it's like the Wicked Witch said, Logan from Wizard of Oz. What a world, buddy. Yeah, well,
Sunday.
I'm going to keep talking about Epstein until whatever. I mean, and I have a bad feeling this is one of my many lists of things that I'm never going to forgive, never going to forget, never going to forgive,
and never get answers,
and probably never get full answers. You're right. I mean, I've got a whole laundry list, folks. We've done the laundry list. I mean, for me, it's like the Vietnam War. I mean, you could talk about several things. 9/11. You can talk about the whole financial crisis from 08, 09. Nobody went to jail for that. What? There wasn't at least fraud there? What? I mean, people should be still sitting in the jail from the 08, 09 crash from fraud. There should be, if nothing else, it should have been fraud.
Didn't like one guy go to jail
something like a little Vietnamese bank in California. Somebody we don't even know.
Like fucking asset manager.
Wasn't like a major player or anything at all. Yeah, I mean, that was just nuts. And then, like we've talked about before, frickin' Afghanistan. I know it's connected to 9/11. I mean, 4 presidents. That's right, Trump. You're one of the losers. 4 of you.
I just heard
all the money, the lives lost. What?
So is Jerome Powell gone? He's done. He's getting kicked out.
I don't think he's getting kicked out. See, Trump talked big. His term. Here's my knowledge. I mean, you could be right. I don't know what the new thing is, but his term's up in May. Mm-hmm. And so they've talking about a new guy.
Who's the new guy?
Kevin Warsh, but there was a Kevin Hassett or something before that. So I don't know which Kevin they're going with. I think Kevin Warsh is the guy they're going to go with.
I don't know who the name is, but I heard something about the new one that Trump wants to put in there is connected to somebody or related to somebody that was a little bit more that we would be surprised by, maybe.
Oh.
I want to see if I can find.
Oh, I'd like to know more about that. And again, folks, Fed chairman, very important thing. A very important thing. And again, I'm the truth. Very few people in the whole media, not your Benny Johnson, very few people in talk radio, podcasting, network TV news are looking at you telling you, Ben Bernanke. Yeah, he's George W.'s guy. Yeah, drove the economy off the cliff. Oh, and then we had hope and change and hope and change. Yeah, Barack, George W.'s distant cousin, reappoints Bernanke. What? I mean, these things, it is insane to the membrane. And then we have, Trump appoints Jerome Powell, which then later he calls him all these names. Well, you appointed him. Trump appointed Powell first. Then, controversial election, probably rigged. I mean, it's hard for me. You stupid people on the Democrats, I'll never get over that you tell me Joe Biden 2020 got more votes than Barack Obama did in either one of his elections. I just have a real hard time with that. I hope you can own that as well to see that that's really kind of hard to believe. With mail-in ballots, a lot of shenanigans could have happened there, okay? Oh, you love Trump, you're in a cult. No, elections are thrown and they can be very fraudulent. We've had several for that I'm for sure are very shady at the least, okay? Several. 1960, 1980, 92 is totally fake. 2000. Okay, those are all pre-Trumpish, so calm down. Those all have their own story, their own magic to them. And I could do whole shows on all of those if you want. We've touched on them in the past. Go watch our past shows. So anyway, Trump, the first appointer of Jerome Powell, a lawyer from where? The Carlyle Group. What? Oh, more Bush buddies. And then Biden gets in and he reappoints Jerome Powell. again, ladies and gentlemen, the Fed is very important, and they're not a part of the government. They have a relationship with the Treasury and with the government, but they're not a part of the government. And they decide basically through interest rates, and I know the bond market has something to say about it too, but they have a great deal to say about what your labor is worth. Okay? When these morons in the left are minimum wage, can you really have a real minimum wage conversation if you don't have a Federal Reserve conversation? I ask you. These are the people that are deciding your interest rates up and down, and by doing so, they're controlling the value of our currency. And what have they done for the most part? Devalued our currency all these years, which is why other countries are trying to get away from our currency now. It's why gold and silver have done some crazy things recently. I know they just had a little down day, some down days here, especially silver went down about 40%, but it's still double from where it was, I don't know, 2 years ago or a year ago even. Amazing stuff happening, folks, and we're living in some very, very strange times now. So we'll see how it all goes, but Kevin Warsh, I think, is the new guy. He talked about a different Kevin before this, so it gets a little confusing.
There's Kevin Warsh, he's nominated.
Yeah, he's got to go through a Senate confirmation
which
process.
Neither side really likes him, have problems with him, but he was a Morgan Stanley guy from 95 to 02. Let's see, from 02 to 06, he served as special assistant to George W. Bush for economic policy and executive secretary for the National Economic Council, advising on finance, banking, and securities, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then in 2006, he was appointed by Bush in 2006, Warsh became the youngest Fed governor in history at the age of 35, serving until 2011 under Bush and Obama. He played a key role in the 2008 financial crisis response. Yeah, okay. And acting Fed's liaison to Wall Street in the G20 and pushing for macro-prudential regulation. I don't know if that's the right word I just pronounced. Let's see, post-Fed, nothing. Let's see, serves on boards like UPS, Copang, and was part of Trump's 2016 Business Forum for Economic Advice. He has connections with strong ties to Republican administrations like Bush and Trump, Wall Street, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, dealing with their crises, and conservative think tanks like Hoover. He's married to Jane Lowder, granddaughter of Estee Lauder.
Oh, that's
linking
a big
them to prominent business families.
Oh, well.
Critics have called him a chameleon for adapting views, but many view him as solid independent pick for Fed. Then they have Kevin Hassick.
Yeah, he was the one they talked about before. Yeah,
and then they had Christopher Waller was somebody else. He was a professor for the most part, Indiana, Notre Dame. Well,
Kevin Warsh sounds kind of swampy to me.
Yeah, and then there's Rick Ryder. He was like, I guess, from what I've read, he was a second kind of comer up in the talks with people, with a Wall Street veteran, income, specialized fixed income, no direct government experience, but his name's been thrown around. But he's also, he sits on a BlackRock executive committee and investment council.
Oh, well, they're all wonderful people over there at BlackRock, aren't they? You want to know something, Trump? All right, I want you morons to understand something. And you go, Jay, you're a fucking idiot. You know what? I probably am about a lot of things. Not about this. Not about this. Donald Trump, President Trump, if you want to do something good, nominate to the Fed someone real, not a swamp creature, not a Carlisle creature, not a Goldman Sachs.
Get rid of the fucking Fed.
Well, there's that. There's that. There's that. You could do that, right. But bring somebody in that's a complete outsider. Oh, what would happen? Would the markets crash? Yes, they would. And you know what? They're going to anyway, folks. They're going to anyway. It's all about when. And I don't know. If I knew that, I could become a very rich person very quickly. But he needs to bring in some complete outsider. If you want to be a rebel, if you want to talk about America first, you can't have swamp, okay? Again, ladies and gentlemen, his first term, swamp. He brought in people from Exxon. He brought in people that worked with the Rothschilds. He brought in people that worked at Goldman Sachs. I mean, it was just more swamp. And some of the staff now are swamp. Okay, I'm sorry. I want to like Scott Bessent, but he's very swampy. I mean, a whole bunch of these guys are, and it's like you just think we're stupid, like we're dumb, and everything's just going right over our heads. And I mean, some people out there, okay. And you lefties, have you learned anything from the righties? The right's very mad. We're not happy. We're not satisfied. Oh, and you know what? All you people on the right, oh, hey, you're black pilling. You're black pilling. Oh, what are you doing? No. Logan, also, back to our country and the founding of our country, the principles. Read our documents, people, our Constitution. It is very anti-authority. It is question authority. It's American to question authority, to be skeptical of government and big government. That's being a good American, to be skeptical. And I don't want you to be stupid and fall off in some whacked out thing like the Trump derangement syndrome. Some of that is for stupid reasons. But be mad at the man for real reasons, okay? He's going to have, coming up here, the big State of the Union. I think it was on February 24th. And, you know, let me switch gears a little, Logan. I mean, you brought up the Fed chairman. So the Fed, that will happen in May, and that'll be a big deal. And we'll see if Kevin Warsh gets approved through the Senate. He's got to get approved through the Senate, and that's going to be a big one. And see if that does anything in the markets. You know, the markets seem to have liked Powell. Again, I don't know why. The guy's, I think he's a complete idiot. He's been a lawyer for the Carlyle Group. I don't know that he has any real economic strong.
I don't know enough about money and finance to even have an opinion on this shit.
I mean,
get rid of him. Get rid of it.
Well, the Fed is not supposed to exist, folks. Okay. And again, if you want to get fun, and hey, James Cameron, and blah blah blah. Yeah, the Titanic, king of the world. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about there?
Oh yeah,
the Titanic. Okay.
Yeah, imagine the only people that didn't like what was going to happen happened to be on that fucking boat. Figure that. Didn't Morgan Stanley get off? Oh, I feel sick, a stomach ache, and they never made the voyage.
Somebody big. I don't know if it was
JP Morgan,
maybe it was somebody.
Stanley.
It was somebody big. Yeah, it was very strange. And it may not even been the original Titanic.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of weird stuff with the Titanic. So those of you who love the Titanic, there's a lot more myth, and I don't know if it's myth even, a lot more information.
I'm surprised we haven't pulled it up from the ocean floor. I mean, we had the tech to do that now. You think you'd kind of, maybe we'd find out explosions happened? Maybe it was brought down on purpose? Just saying.
Hey, Dick Branson. Hey, you. Hey, Gates. Hey, you. Here you go. Take some of that money and do that. Do that, Bezos. Come on, boys.
Did you hear him Washington Post? What did you think about the Washington Post laying off like 300 people or whatever it was?
Ooh, really?
Yeah, they just downsized a shit ton of people. Mr. Bezos.
Ooh, Jeffrey. Now, there's a fascist for you. You know, so he's a benign fascist. I don't know. The guy has government contracts. He's got a private company. He gives money to politicians of both parties.
Did he build some weird fucking clock out in the middle of the mountains?
Yeah, there's some weird shit he does. Again, you weird effing billionaires. Do what Logan said. Let's bring the Titanic up. Come on.
Stop fucking kids. That'd be cool too.
Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up.
I'm just saying.
Just something to do.
You guys want to make a change? Stop touching kids. That'd be awesome.
That'd be good. Stop touching kids. Let's bring up the Titanic. And maybe let's see if you can build a pyramid, just like Giza. Let's see if you guys can do that. Because you know what? You can't. You can't.
So they want to claim that this was crazy. I got to find this clip for you. So the mainstream thing is they push these fucking giant 100-ton stones, you know, with logs or with fucking slaves
they got
and
about
shit.
they roll them.
Crap. So
you can do some leverage.
No, absolutely not. And I'll prove you wrong right now. So there was a stone in like fucking LA, right? That was nowhere. It wasn't even close to any of the size of these stones that they fucked around in Egypt, and they had to move it around town and some shit. And it took like millions of fucking dollars. It took like equipment. It could barely fucking handle it. Like it was insane just to move one big fucking stone. But yet they're saying, like, I mean, how many men would it take to move, like, what are those, like 200 tons? Like, how heavy are some of these monoliths? Like, how big?
Great question.
How many men would it actually take to do that? Like, I want with all this. I'm gonna have a conversation with AI about this. I want the math. How many people would it take to go up an incline?
Tell us the world, Grok.
To go up an incline to the top of this shit, and then they're simple. They use ramps and stuff. And then if you do the math, it would take more material to build the ramps for the fucking pyramid than it would take the fucking pyramid. I don't know. Again,
I just want to see somebody do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. because you're not gonna do it.
We're up the moon. We can go back to the moon.
Do it. You can do that too.
Are we going there?
Why don't you build a pyramid on the moon? You ain't gonna do that either.
I want to know what the technology is that all of a sudden we got now to get through that Van Allen belt. The radiation that we weren't supposed to get, because I'll go back to your NASA videos where people said, "Oh, we can't get through that." How we got through it once, and now we lost. And how do we lose technology off of Betamax fucking tapes? And we got AI, and we can't come up with the fucking telemetry data to get back to a fucking. Come on, man! If that wasn't the fakest fucking man-made shit ever, come on. I think it was. We didn't go to the moon then. I don't think we can, but we couldn't go to the moon. I think it was Black Ops money laundering, right? We sucked up all that fucking money for a project like as big as the moon. I mean, it had to be something that big to be able to fucking suck up a lot of money. And or if there is any real conflict in this world where you have superpowers against superpowers and we were against Russia at the time, then maybe it was just made to kind of break their bank too. We knew we couldn't go, but we had great movies and shit, so we could fake it the whole fucking time. Again, I can't get cell phone. If I'm in a certain place driving to work, that certain little crossroads, I lose fucking cell phone signal, right? But fucking, you're telling me almost 100 years ago, Nixon had a direct fucking phone call.
Almost 60 years ago,
with a motherfucker on the moon. Or in a spaceship traveling around the fucking moon. With no lag. That's fucking crazy.
So I just want to make mention here, folks. Stanley Kubrick was a very interesting dude. I mean, Candace thinks he was a Satan worshiper with L. Ron Hubbard and Aleister Crowley, and Candace can think whatever she wants. And Candy, we'd love to be on your show if you ever want to have us. We'd love to be on your show, Candace. But you bring Ian Carroll in too. I like him too. But he was a cool dude, interesting man. I'm not saying he was a good guy, but very interesting man.
Entertaining.
He made this movie, Dr. Strangelove, and he had Peter Sellers. He pretended to be this Nazi character. And he went to do the see Kyle thing, and he keep holding his hand down. And basically in this crazy dark comedy called Dr. Strangelove, they were doing a wink about, what was it, Operation Paperclip, or
bringing all
the Secret Alliance. You can look up these books, these operations of where the Nazis were, many of these brilliant minds the German minds went to either the Soviets or the United States
or Argentina.
And then the ones who didn't, some got away down there. But the brilliant ones, they basically told them, you're going to go to jail for the rest of your life, or you want to come work for us, continue your work. They continue to work. And it's fascinating. Then he goes and he does 2000 Space One Odyssey, which looked pretty damn cool at that time. I don't know, that came in the late 60s. And of course, there again, how weird is reality, He does this thing called, 2001 Space Odyssey, and there they use this song called "Thus Spoke Zarathustra," and that's the I think the more Persian name for Zoroastrianism, and then Elvis would go to use this, and it was just kind of crazy, and Elvis's, if you had Elvis's death date up, it does equal 2001. Anyway, there's kooky things, and then we get to 1980, I think it was 79, 80, he comes up with The Shining. And he takes a Stephen King book. Stephen King, great master horror writer, idiot about politics, though. And then Kubrick, does it all different. And Stephen King got all mad about it. He didn't like what Kubrick did. Kubrick didn't even like his own movie. I guess he was kind of mean to Wendy, what's her name? She's dead now. Oh gosh, she was such a good actor. She did a great job in the movie. The wife, Jack Nicholson's wife in that movie, Shelley Duvall. No,
Duvall.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she did such a great job in that, and and I am not a horror fan. I love The Shining, and for me, I saw it as a kid on cable later. A couple years after it came out, I think. And it always felt like there was something else going on. And I don't know if that's the way he wanted to make you feel about these ghosts, possibly, or demonic forces, these ghosts that were possessing Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining. And I always felt so funny about it. And then all these years later, skip way forward later, ladies and gentlemen, this rare horror movie that I actually love, don't like that genre at all, And there's all this fun stuff on the internet. If you want to look it up on YouTube, going down the Stanley Kubrick, that he helped fake the moon landing video. And
what was
that in The Shining, it's him admitting everything.
Yeah,
the kids wearing the rocket thing on the kid's
movie
sweater.
that just came out that was supposed to be about faking the...
There was one about... they made a whole movie about this called... that was a newer one. Yeah. It wasn't bad. It was cute. It just came out...
I mean, does it actually touch on that whole conspiracy?
It does. It does. Well, when you see it, they kind of do a little of both.
Yeah.
Like we have to have one conspiracy over here, but then we're really going to send it over here. It's kind of a thing, just in case there was a problem, because one of the rockets did die, a bunch of guys did die, so they didn't want to have another thing. They had to at least show. You see the movie, yeah, it wasn't bad, but there was another one before this called Moonwalkers with one of the kids from Harry Potter. The redhead kid from Harry Potter was in it, and Ron Perlman, I think, is in it too. Moonwalkers, so that's a fun movie, but there's been many a fan movie. I haven't done none of these, folks. I don't think Logan has any, but there's a bunch of cool stuff on YouTube. If everyone go down a rabbit hole, folks, several people have done these, documentary style, analyzing the movie The Shining, showing how Stanley Kubrick may have been confessing to the world. And of course, Stanley Kubrick, last movie, Tommy Cruise again. He came up, with Nicole Kidman and called Eyes Wide Shut. That kind of goes back to our perhaps elitist satanic cults. And then he died shortly thereafter, Stanley did. So I'm surprised he didn't die sooner, but... does anything mean anything?
No.
Is it something? Is it nothing? Is it something? Is it nothing? I don't know. Just saying. But Stanley Kubrick, they went down to Stanley Kubrick, big rabbit hole there. Good times. Good. Oh, what a world. Who's going to win? Seahawks or Patriots? I don't know. I don't really care, but I hope the commercials are good. I don't know what I'm going to do when Bad Bunny comes on. Am I going to watch the car wreck? Or are we going to say, no?
No, that's some fucking Satanist worship shit. I'll pass. I have no...
Oh, man, what a world.
No fucks to give for that.
What a world.
I'll just wait till after and just go on YouTube and look for the commercial.
Yeah. I hope the
montages.
I hope the commercials are fun. I really do. Yeah.
I hope I see some Budweiser frogs. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Sure.
They did Clydesdales last year, didn't they?
Yeah, it was like a classic throwback thing. Yeah. I think they had that when we were kids, Yeah,
I remember the offensive ones. Those were nice. Now, can't have anything to... Oh, unless it's against white people, and then you can have that.
Yeah, white, straight Christian men, we can still rip on them,
Which you probably won't see any of them in any of those fucking commercials. I know years in past, you wouldn't see... It was never just a white dude. If it was always a ginger. Always. There's a large portion of commercials in the last, we'll say, starting back, maybe in... right around the COVID era, where you never saw white people in commercials unless it was gingers, and especially males. It was always a male ginger.
Interesting. I'll watch for that.
Yeah, you pay attention to that. Okay. It's always gingers now. It's weird. And there was, maybe not right now, but there was a stretch where I've made comments to the woman about it. I'm like, there's 3 commercials in a row, and it'd be mixed racial family groups, and it'd be a ginger. You rarely run into these fuckers. How are they the demographic you're going to put on TV?
I got one more Epstein question for you. Maybe I should save it for another show. I'll throw it for this show. And again, more can be revealed, and we may have more to talk about those shows. Back to Epstein, just real quick, folks. Is there anybody that really disappoints you that his name has been associated with Epstein?
Honestly, I haven't paid attention enough to go through any kind of name list.
Obviously, we know about Trump's association. Doesn't mean guilt, but a lot of association with the guy. So that was some poor judgment on our current president. Definitely poor judgment on Bill Clinton's. All these guys, very poor judgment.
Well, they say Monica was like a honeypot. Kind of got him wrapped up into that whole thing because Epstein was, meeting, going to that White House as well. So.
I know that seems so reckless too. It's like, dude, go do what Kennedy did. Have Secret Service take you somewhere and just,
What's the play? Can't go to Camp David. Isn't that
go
watched as.
All kinds of presidents have done lots of things. Kennedy did, and then Kennedy's guy who succeeded him, Johnson. He was supposed to be a huge womanizer. I mean, it's like. The recklessness of that just seems so stupid, but that's part of the fun, I guess, for some people, right? They like to walk on the edge. For me, it's Mick Jagger that disappoints me. Anything to do with Epstein, but Mick might be a devil worshiper. They did Sympathy for the Devil. Pleased to meet you. Won't you guess my name?
Well, they always said the rock music was
all the Devil's music.
Now we
Well, they have this
fucking know.
great song called "Sympathy for the Devil." It's really a cool song, though. It really is a cool song. But anyway, I don't know. They may have sold their souls. I don't know. I always say that to my atheist friends. I go, "What about the Stones?" You know, like, well, you don't believe in God, okay, but what about the devil? I mean, Stones are doing pretty damn good. The three of them are still alive. I mean, they're still going. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know. Some of these older people are just, they're still, Paul McCartney's still out there, still rocking. Of course, they say he died a long time. That's another story for another day. All right, buddy, are we ready to wrap this one up? I don't know. Maybe we'll do some shorts or whatever, but what a world, dude. What a world. I don't think we're done with the Epstein files. I think more wacky stuff's going to come out. I don't know if it's going to be enough to bring down Donald Trump. Again, like you say, if there is no incriminating evidence on any of these people, they're all probably just going to go off into the sunset. I'll just say one more thing here real quick. There's a recent Valuetainment Patrick Bet-David show. Vinny gets very upset. Vinny's on the staff. If you're not familiar with the show, he's getting very upset, and they are looking at an email. And the name it's going to, I think it's coming from Jeffrey Epstein, from G Vacation, to it's blacked out. It says something about, it says 9, and it says YO. And it looks really disgusting. Why is the name it's going to blacked out? And like, let's get this unredacted. Let's get this shown to everybody.
It's never gonna happen.
I mean, allegedly, again, there's that word. Members of Congress are told that they can go in private and see all the stuff that's been, redacted, covered up, uncovered. No.
Okay, Massey, what the fuck were you?
That sounds hard to believe. But
they're full of shit. These people are, 99% of these people are fucking in on the take, so. We're never going to get the answers, man. This will never turn into anything other than what it is.
I'm not arguing with you, buddy. I'm not going to hold my breath either. And, I always go to the most negative, so you're probably right. It's sad, folks. Very, very sad day in America. And this is, of course, across party lines. Our silly president with Democrat hoax. No, not sticking up for you Democrats. And Trump was more of a Democrat at one point in time. But this goes back to, Bill Barr. Bill Barr and his father. Yeah, that's where Epstein got a lot of his start. Yeah, look that up, kids. Big time Republicans. So, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And Logan, I don't know if you got any closing comments, but all right, so D&E, please save us, because modernity has certainly failed us. Folks, be well, be good. Ciao for now. Tell you, buddy, I don't know. Mammo Donnie, if he would be his bastard son, that'd be pretty funny.